Thursdays they're packed.
Yeah. Well, it's like the kids don't want to work. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know what happened over COVID. Like, we're all talking about the same thing about how no one wants to work.
Yeah.
Or we can't get them to our industry. Like, I don't know what they're doing. I don't understand.
Well, things are so bad now. Like, we can get into politics and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But, my office is 3 blocks away from the mustard seed, and the lineups are 4 times as long.
Are they?
Like, it's ridiculous. It's sad. You see them in the morning. They look, they're just hungry people. And, we can't, you look at groceries and fuel and carbon tax and everything else. Like, and I just listened to this program about the food shelters in Ontario, and they've gone like up 40% or something like that. And most of those people have jobs that are using them. So
it's a scary time.
We're not in a good spot here.
We're in a bad spot.
And, if our oil patch gets threatened again, I think we're going to be in a worse spot. Like, I don't think anybody realizes how much money those companies put into the economy and help people out.
Well, it's this, for clarity, it's a lot of it is this big green push, right? Like, we all want to do better as people from a green perspective, but federally, the push, it's like they're just trying to wipe it out. Like, we always talk about how they just want to flip a switch and we'll just transition these jobs. Does not work that way. Like, they're really, like, the carbon taxes, I've never believed in the carbon tax ever. I just think it's just a tax, just a cash grab. So how is that going back into the economy? And when they keep talking about how it goes back into your pocket.
Well, it goes into somebody's economy, because I think our current prime minister gives it away to everywhere else and doesn't spend it here.
Everywhere but us.
Yeah. And, it's this green push is probably merited, quite a bit.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, we can always do a better job. Like, even I separate my recyclables now.
Yeah. I mean, we all,
But we have to do our own part and all that kind of stuff. But what's being jammed down our throats, I think, is detrimental to our oil patch and detrimental to the environment. Like, I was perfect example selling 50-50 tickets yesterday at the Wranglers game. I think it was $50 for 300 tickets. The piece of paper that came out of that machine, because they don't take cash paper, they don't use credit cards.
Yeah.
The piece of paper was 4 feet long with numbers. So, what's the point? What's going on?
Yeah. Thought we were going digital.
Yeah. Well, we're putting out a lot of paper still too. So.
Yeah. Well, and this, the carbon taxes, that's just the big one that we argue about all the time. And I see no point in that.
The carbon tax, maybe, but obviously I don't want to pay any more taxes than a guy has to. But what I get a kick out of is the tax on the tax. So,
the tax on the tax.
So you got the GST, you got the carbon tax, you got this tax, and then at the very end of it, you got the GST on all the taxes
on the entire tax. Yeah, tax on the tax.
Tax on the tax is ridiculous.
Well, you're just people are hurting really bad, and I don't. We when we try to be champions for our industry, it's not because we're saying we're anti-earth.
Yeah.
We're actually pro-environment, all of us. We just want to continue working and provide a healthy GDP for the country, and just quit shitting on us all the time. And that's what, my mom comes out, and not to bring her into this, but she used to come out over the years, and I'll try to be nice, not send her this one. No, but she would come out over the years and just say, you guys are just a little angry out here. And I've just tried to say, well, look what they're trying to do. And it's not, I try to explain it like, they're not just trying to crush the industry because oil bad. They're masking it as a worthy cause. We're going to change the climate and go 100% green now, when we know it's not viable or possible.
Yeah, it's not possible.
It's not possible.
Not yet.
Not yet. And we all say that. Not yet. We're not saying it's a joke.
Baby steps, right? You can't just jump in both feet right off the bat. Baby steps. You got to learn to walk. And I think we're learning that. And I think Alberta's led in that learning curve, especially in the oil patch and around the world. Like, we're well recognized for that. So, I think they do their part. We do their part. And, we've got a end game that we're looking for, that the government's looking for in Alberta, and hopefully they can get there, but in a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah, so I don't think 2050 is unreasonable at all. And I mean, I'm not a scientist. No, neither of us are, but 2030, that's 7 years.
Yeah.
That's 7 years, literally.
Yeah, well, I think we picked a good day to do this, because Danielle Smith's out there declaring the Sovereignty Act this morning, I think. So
she is.
We'll see. I mean, how do you have an environmental minister? I shouldn't do this. I might get,
Well,
come after me.
It is what it is. And I got like 83 subscriers. So
yeah. We should be safe.
We'll be okay. The mob won't come.
And our prime minister's not one of them?
No, I don't think so. Okay. If he shuts me down, then we'll know.
Yeah,
It's
we
real.
have a guy that used to scale the towers and didn't he climb on Ralph Klein's house or something and do all kinds of crazy stuff? And
he's a legitimate climate activist.
Yeah, and he's our lead guy.
He's a minister.
Yeah.
So I guess
perfect.
Protesting, maybe should pluck one of them Freedom Convoy protesters out and
well, put all the
plop him in a ministerial position, and
no, it's just it's a mess. Everything about it's a mess.
Yeah,
but what are you gonna do?
Well, and she's gonna pull the trigger on the Sovereignty Act, and my understanding is really, again, I don't have a fact checker sitting in the back, but I think it's just a trigger, essentially going to court, like, if you're gonna attempt this, then we're going to go to court. But they're going to continue pushing. It won't matter. Like,
for sure.
They can't stop.
Oh, they can't reverse the way they're thinking right now. I mean, I'm talking about the federal government.
Federal, yeah.
They're not going to change their mind.
No, there's not a chance.
They look too weak.
Yeah.
They'll look even weaker.
I feel like it's almost like they just want to go down in flames. Like they just want to push us to the brink, push this green agenda until everybody is. I don't want to believe that. Part of me, I was thinking about it early on in COVID, and there were a lot of rumblings out there on this was what the big push is for, and they're going to essentially collapse the economy to go green. And I just didn't want to believe it, but it certainly looks that way. Like, how can you just keep spending like that?
It certainly looks like it was staged all along. I mean,
right?
They must have somebody that's planning this thing out. It doesn't happen overnight, and every year it's something different, or every few months it's something different. And I don't know. Let's talk about funner stuff.
We're a couple of right wingers.
Yeah. Well,
alt-right.
There's some merit to it, but I mean, you got to be realistic too, right?
Yeah, you just got to be realistic.
Lithium out of the ground, here we go back into it. Copper, all the minerals, are probably more harmful to the environment than anything. The mining for the product.
Yeah, it is. Mining for lithium.
Does everybody understand the entire picture? I know I don't, but I talk like I know what I'm talking about, but I probably don't. It just seems like the whole book isn't open yet on what's happening.
No, it's not. Yeah.